Back to Matt Patrick.
KTRH News Time is 7:47, and joining me right now, been looking forward to this, David Horowitz. David is with the Freedom Center. David, welcome to Houston's Morning News, sir.
Well, thank you.
Now, let's talk a little bit about the ad that you ran in the Ohio State University student-run newspaper, The Lantern, where you're calling out former leaders of the Muslim Student Association. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it's a kind of "where are they now" ad. There were not. We listed 9 former presidents of the Muslim Students Association, who went on to careers as leaders in Al Qaeda and other terrorist organizations.
Now, were any of these at Ohio State University? Were some of these?
No. The most famous is Anwar al-Awlaki, who was the mentor of the Fort Hood massacre, major, and was killed by a U.S. drone. He was the president of the Muslim Students Association at Colorado State University. Actually, we picked Ohio State because they were willing to print the ad. The ad is factual, but it's already been rejected by a dozen college papers. People don't realize that our campus papers of our universities are not, and this is true of Texas universities as well as universities across the country, are run by ideological leftists who don't believe in the First Amendment and don't believe in hearing.
Well, that would make these student newspapers at universities pretty much the same as most of the major newspapers throughout America.
Actually, they're worse. I was able to, buy ad space in the New York Times for an ad that I could not get printed in college papers. Because they said it was an ad pointing out that the Palestinian case against Israel is based on a very big lie, which is that Israel occupies Arab land. In fact, Israel was built on Turkish land. The Ottoman Empire ruled the Middle East for 500 years until the First World War, and Israel was created. Turks are not Arabs. So the entire Palestinian case is based on a lie. That was the gist of the ad.
David, let me
rejected by college papers because they said it was offensive. The Muslim, let me just answer one on the Muslim Students Association. This is a recruiting organization for the Muslim Brotherhood. It's on every campus. There is one at Ohio State. I'm sure there's one. Well, I know there's at the University of Texas. All its major campuses have a Muslim Students Association.
David, let me do this. Let me come back to you in a second here, and I want to ask you what we should look for if we're parents of students on college campuses and they bring the paper home. David Horowitz with the Freedom Center joining us, talking about the organizations on campuses, Muslim student associations, that he says are breeding grounds for terrorists. How do I know? If I see a student newspaper, my kid comes home with one, how do I know, David?
Well, I mean, you can basically assume it. I've been active on hundreds of college campuses, and I can tell you it's pretty much the same all over. The University of Texas, Austin, for example, which is a world-class university, the liberal arts school, offers a degree basically in radicalism. You can go through, get a major put together at the University of Texas, Austin, in which you learn history through Marxist eyes. You learn how to organize. You learn how to conduct propaganda as a leftist with no challenge.
And David, I think you'll probably find this, as you said, on most campuses, and I guess it's imperative that parents become involved in the curriculum that their kids are involved with as best as they can. I got 2 daughters that are in college. David, I want to thank you for coming on with us. David Horowitz with the Freedom Center.